long have you known? How long have you known Big D?
Oh, I know nothing. Fair dinkum. People could slip things past me without going. I would not know what's going on in my own house. Fair dinkum.
Well, you know what? Something you do quite often is you fall asleep in the big chair at home.
Yes.
While you're watching TV.
Yeah, but I'm still watching it. Don't turn it off. I'm still watching it.
The minute you get the remote control and turn it off, zip,
I was watching that. I was watching that.
And
I think every person's had a father that does that.
And of course we are talking about a song title here called Sleeping with the TV On, but it may not actually mean that. We're going to ask the lady herself, Nia Robertson. How are you, Nia?
Hi, Tracy, how you going? I've got a bit of a lurgy, actually. I hope it's not catching.
Oh, that's okay. We've put the Glen 20 down the microphones here and the phone line, so we're fine.
Excellent. Beautiful.
You'll be fit and healthy in no time. The Glen 20 will be working on you. Well, hang on.
Beautiful.
This is a community station, so Glen 20 is a product name. So what we say is a generic brand of something that's very much like Glen 20 we've pushed down the line.
Right.
There we go. Now, we found out that you grew up in Tasmania, and when you were a kid listening to the Slims, Slim Dusty, Slim Whitman and Slim Newton, do you listen to Slim Shady now? Is that...
Look, I don't mind a bit of Slim Shady, but can I tell you, Slim Newton was a big favourite, and of course, Redback on the Toilet Seat was the very, very first song I learnt all the words to.
Ah, there you go. And do you sing it at your concerts?
No, not anymore, but I did get it. I actually was really fortunate. I did get to meet Slim, actually, in Tamworth this year, and he's a lovely, lovely man.
Oh, well, you know what? Next time I see you in concert, I'm going to be out there with a big banner sign. Sing the Redback.
Okay, I'll work it up just for you, Tracy.
Well, the Wolverines still do it, so, you know, it's still a popular song.
It's a great song.
Now, it's only a couple of years since you got to your first Tamworth Country Music Festival. Have you been back the last couple of years?
I've been back since my first one. I've been back every year. I really love it. You know, it's a really great, exciting place, and I've discovered lots of new music, and of course rediscovered lots of old stuff as well. You know, I went to the Hall of Renown, the Roll of Renown concert this year, and I just think every artist should go to one, because it's incredible how much history in Australian music that we just don't hear about, and so many fantastic performers that have accomplished so much both in Australia and overseas. I was totally blown away.
And, you know, I think that's something that Tamworth has done all through its history, is it has accommodated all styles of country music all the way through, but they haven't lost touch of the original traditional country. So every part of Tamworth you go, you can find every genre of country music.
That's right. You know, there really is something for everybody. And look, we took a friend of ours up there not this year, but last year, and he's a very big, you know, the rock and roll fingers, and you know, very, very big rock and roll guitarist. And he said, "Oh, look, you know, I'll come for a bit of a giggle," and he really enjoyed it. You know, one of the things that he noticed was the standard of the musicians. So, you know, there are some incredibly talented musicians in Tamworth of all genres, but the standard of the playing is just incredible.
And, you know, when you say that, like, a lot of people go, oh, you know, when we talk headliner, Lee Kernigan, he's got such a great band and la, 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 la. But if you watch when Lee tours, he doesn't tour with exactly the same band all the way around. He's picking up different artists from here, and, you know, he'll have a different drummer here. Because Australia is absolutely full, as you said, of fantastic musicians just ready to jump up.
Yep, we're very, very spoilt with the standard of our musicians. We're very lucky.
So, talking about the standard of musicians, how did you choose the musicians for your album?
You know what? In Melbourne, especially, we have loads and loads of great musicians. I have a fantastic band that I play with all the time. But, you know, there were a couple of songs that needed just a little bit extra, so I sort of pilfered them from other people's bands, as you do. And mostly it was because they were local to me and easily accessible. Of course, Rusty Cochrane is a well-known bass player from all around. Everybody knows Rusty. He's a fantastic guy. And, of course, Mark Di Rosario, who is an incredible guitarist, a very, very talented gent. And I was very, very excited when he agreed to play. And he actually played on Sleeping with the TV On. So I was very, very lucky for that as well.
Now, Nia, one of the things I love about getting a new album, and it's one of the things that is lost on the digital age, is getting the album, opening it up, having a look at the little compartments. And I love yours because it's one of these folks, if I'll show it up to the microphone and everyone can see what's going on here. It's one of these that is in a triple compartment, if you like. So over one side is the CD, and in the other side there's another little opening, and it's got all the little brochure, and it's got all the lyrics to the songs.
You're in trouble because what he does, he likes to go scooping, and he finds things, and he has found something there.
So I'm going through all this, and I find it, and I go, and I'm seeing something in common, with the exception of the two covers that were here. All songs are written by T. Robertson. And And then I'm thinking there, and I'm going, well, Nia doesn't start with a T, so there's something going on here. So I'm going to get to the bottom of it right here and right now.
Well, my first name is actually Tanya.
There you go. He said,
so,
there's something wrong here. There's a crook here.
And how did Nia come? Well, then let's find out, how did Nia come about? So how did it happen?
Well, we're Australians for starters, so we like to shorten everything. Mm-hmm. But I held up until just recently, I held a rather senior public service job. And I just wanted to keep my music life and my public sector life a little bit separate, I guess. So I just chose to go by the diminutive of my name, and it sounds better, I think, too.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It rolls off the tongue a bit better.
Good for you. But there we go. We've got to the bottom of it. Problem solved.
I'm going to get this scoop. I'm going to work out who this T. Robertson is, doing all this writing for Nia. What's going on?
And it is a scoop for you, let me tell you. You're the first person that's ever asked and the first person I've ever told.
Well, there you
there
go.
We have it.
We always get the scoop. He loves the album. We've got to get the album so I can find something in there.
Now, it's easy to have a look, and hearing your country background to know why you've done the Road to Gundagai. But what about Those Were the Days from the 60s? How did that come about?
Well, in my teens I sang in a rock band, and Those Were the Days was the last song we recorded, and it was a little bit, not an afterthought, but certainly something that I was prompted to do when I heard that the drummer in my very, very first band was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of brain cancer, and he passed away a couple of days after Christmas. And I had a discussion with him, and I was fortunate in that I got to speak with him before he passed away, and he was the sort of catalyst, I guess, to get me into music. He was the person that chose me to be in the first band that I was in. And you know, we had a bit of a laugh, and I said, well, those were the days, my friend, you know. And we sort of sang a couple of lines of that song, and it just prompted me to record that. It's such a great song and a very poignant message for me at that time. So I wanted to do that, and it's a little bit of a tribute to him and to those days we shared as youngsters in a band, you know.
Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it lovely to find out the people? I love to find out why people do particular covers, you know, and I think it's really important to pay tribute to that. So that's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, and along the road to Gundagai was a little bit similar. My dad and his brother, and you'll notice that dedication is there is to Malcolm and Sydney Greenwood. That's my dad and his brother, and very, very big Slim fan. And of course, my father asked me to record a song to play at my uncle's funeral when he is not very well. He asked me to actually sing, and I said, Dad, I don't think I'll be able to sing, but I'll be happy to record something. So he's a very, very big Slim Dusty fan. And even though Road to Gundagai is not a Slim Dusty written song, it's written by Jack O'Hagan, but I guess everybody is most familiar with Slim's version. I wanted to do it, but I've sort of done it in such a way as, to me, it's like he's going to meet his family that's no longer here. So rather than going home as in, you know, home to a place of his birth, but rather home to where the rest of his family is now. So I gave it a little bit of a twist, I guess, made it a little bit more sensitive to what the occasion it will be used for.
So everyone's reaching for the Kleenex now. Thank you for that, Nia. That's lovely. That's beautiful.
Last year, I guess, got me into tears quite a few times. It was all the men got me into tears last year. They were just shockers at it. But I can tell you, after going through this album, track number 2, Handprint. Oh, my Lord. When I listen to songs, particularly because you're actually telling a story in Handprint, and I put myself into, like, I'm a great movie watcher, and when I'm watching the movie, it doesn't matter if it's a sad movie, happy movie, scary, I'm in that movie. And this song puts you straight in it. Can you tell us about Handprint? I mean, that is such an emotional song. Like, come on.
Yeah, look, I sang that in Tamworth. I sang that at the Tamworth Songwriters Association showcase, and a couple of days later a gent came up to me in the street and he said to me, he said, you're Nia, and that song really touched me. My son's father is in the military, and we're no longer together, but what happens is they go overseas for quite long periods of time, and invariably, before they leave, and this is quite a normal process, is that a husband and wife might have a big fight about something. And a lot of that is because of the pressure of that they're leaving and they're going to be gone for quite a long time. And so what you do is you pick a fight, and that helps you let go, I guess.
Yeah.
So on this particular occasion, he had been out in the garden, making the garden look all nice, so I didn't have to while he was away. And he came in and went to take his shoes off. And he stumbled and put his hand up on the wall and left a great big dirty handprint. And so we had a massive row about that handprint, but I left it there. And my son used to put his hand in it, I guess, to remind him of his dad. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's made it even sad. Look, Darren's even he hasn't heard that track yet. I have to tell you that he's going to be, and he's sitting here going, "Oh my goodness."
Well, we're not playing it tonight. We'll have to come back next week or something.
Tonight. That's it.
Goodness
we're not doing
gracious
it.
me. Okay, we are going to play with it. We're going to quickly, before we wrap up, we'll find out about sleeping with the TV on. We'll find out a little bit about that. Don't tell me it's about that someone's too sad there, please.
No.
Oh no, that was all about being a single mum, I guess, and living on my own. And I used to lay in bed at night and I would hear every single noise. Every little bump in the night, every little person talking outside the window, every car going past. And so what I did is I just got a TV installed in my bedroom, and I would put the TV on at night so I could go to sleep.
The ostrich principle.
Yeah.
The ostrich principle. Bury your head in the sand, you don't know what's going on. That's brilliant.
That's exactly right. And, I just used it for company. And then there are a lot of people that do that. There are a lot of people that use the TV and the radio, of course, for company. And I guess that song's more about that, about being alone, but having that source of company, and you're finding that in your TV or your music or your radio.
Well, our goal here at this program is to talk to people releasing maybe their first album, their second album, the independents, give them a little push along. And let me tell you, it's been an absolute pleasure to find out a little bit about you, Nia. And hopefully we can share more of your music with our listeners. And if someone wants to get hold of the album, how do they do that?
From my website, which is www.niarobertsonmusic.com, and that's Nia with an N, not an M. So niarobertsonmusic.com, and there's a store. Otherwise, they can look me up on Facebook. I'm also happy to help people out that way as well.
Well, outstanding. It's great luck. Good luck with this. I'm very impressed with what I've heard so far and what I've seen of it. Well done for you. The album is called The Woman I Am. It's Nia Robertson, and we're going out now with Sleeping with the TV On. Hope we can catch up with you again in the future, Nia.
Thanks very much, Tracy and Darren. Really appreciate it. It's been great talking to you.